Hello there, my YouTube friends. It's always great to be back with you. We're going to be bringing in our Facebook friends as well and Instagram so that we are going to be live again in a number of places. And just want to make sure it's all working and we're scheduled, or not scheduled, but we're connected here and everything's all working beautifully together. So I want to welcome you. We're doing another special session here today. And the idea behind today's session is to talk about what we've declared as the secret to extraordinary results. So if you're on here, welcome. It's always great to see you guys here. Welcome, welcome. So if you're looking for extraordinary results, we'll talk about that first, but there are a lot of questions that have been pouring in this afternoon, and Celine is here with me. She's on all three platforms as well. So what Celine's going to be doing is she's going to gather all the questions that are that have been sent in and submitted in advance, and I'm going to address those questions first. Actually, no, I'm going to teach first, and then I'm going to get to the questions. So we're here live and we're going to be together for about 30 minutes. And we are always delighted to be here with you. Celine and I look forward to these events. And I'm sure for her, it must feel like exercise to some degree because she literally runs from platform to platform to platform, gathering the questions that have been submitted. And I appreciate her. I appreciate you guys being here. Of course, without you being here, we wouldn't be here. And we're always delighted to be here to serve you, as you know. And I'm Peggy McColl, New York Times bestselling author. I'm also a prosperity mentor. I am the leader and the creator of a program called Skipping Levels. And if there was something attractive to this session that brought your attention here or brought you here today, for example, the secret to extraordinary results. Well, I have a program, it's a 6-month program where this is what I teach, is how to experience a quantum leap in your life and in your results. And it's not something that you can gather in a matter of minutes. And the only reason why I say that is that it's not as complicated. Success in experiencing extraordinary results is actually rather simple. But a lot of people don't even believe that. So since they don't believe it, they're never going to create the results in their life. But I want you to know that creating extraordinary results is simple. And in fact, I've done it on many, many occasions. But what's required to create extraordinary results is definitely a commitment. I also noticed there was a question that was submitted earlier. And as I said, we'll get to the questions just in a few minutes here. But there was a question that was submitted, and it was referencing Napoleon Hill and how Napoleon Hill talks about having a burning desire. What's a burning desire? Well, a burning desire is something that you feel within you. And it's not something that you can go and get somewhere. It's something that you have. It's already within you. How do you know if it's a burning desire? Well, you know it's a burning desire based on how you're feeling. So when you're feeling like you absolutely want to have that, experience that, do that, accomplish that, and it's something you're thinking about repetitively, something that you're thinking about maybe during the day or as you go to bed at night, that's a burning desire. So burning desires could be either that you want to accomplish something, or you want to create something, or you like to buy something or go somewhere or do something, or something that you just feel. It's just like a feeling. And we get different burning desires at different points in our life. I had a burning desire back in the 1980s to be in this business. And of course, it never left me because here we are, many, many years later, and I'm in this business. But I wouldn't have been in this business if I didn't have a burning desire to be in the business. Also, I'm happily married to my wonderful husband, Denny, and we've been together now 16 years. Now, I had a burning desire to have a happy, healthy, loving relationship. I wouldn't have this relationship if I didn't have the burning desire for that. I released my 19th book recently, Savvy Wisdom. And if you have not read this, I absolutely recommend it. And we're going to bonus you for investing in it. You just go to Savvy, it's SAVY, wisdom.com, and you'll see some wonderful bonuses there. But I had a burning desire to write this. And I have a burning desire for this to be a huge success. So it is now being made into a movie. That came from a burning desire. So anything that you've seen, people that have accomplished extraordinary things, athletes, or had a burning desire to become an Olympian. People that started a business had a burning desire for either the outcome of that business or some aspect of that business, and that's where burning desires come from. But the burning desires are nothing unless and until you work on your mindset. You must work on mindset. You must build a belief system within you, knowing that you're already the success that you desire to be. That takes time. Another reason why many people don't experience extraordinary results is because they don't understand the law of gestation. What's the law of gestation? Well, the law of gestation decrees that a period of time will elapse before all things manifest into form. When it comes to goals, we don't know how long it's going to take to manifest a goal into form. There's certain things that we know how long it's going to take to manifest, but with goals, we usually don't know how long it's going to take. And the reason why people don't accomplish them, well, there's a variety of reasons, but one reason is because they never believed they could do it. They never saw themselves with it. They weren't in harmony with the outcome as if it was there as well. And they certainly didn't put in the time and the effort required to get to where they want to go. You absolutely must be disciplined. You've got to be disciplined. So when you get committed, then you get to get on with the work and the necessary work in order to create the results that you want. I was interviewed recently, and the question that I was asked, one of the questions that I was asked is, what would the version of Peggy McColl today tell or give guidance to the young version of Peggy McColl from years ago? Because I started studying personal development in January 1979. That was a long time ago, more than 40 years ago. And so I've obviously learned a lot, but I haven't stopped studying. I study every day, every single day. I'm extremely disciplined. I have certain things that I do every single day, and I never miss, ever miss. I teach my clients how to create a 15-minute check-in sheet where you're checking in every 15 minutes to ensure that you are absolutely in alignment. In other words, you're feeling as if your goal is here now. How many people are going to stick to that? So few do it. Even when I'm teaching my clients to do it, they don't all follow through. So if you're looking for extraordinary results, you must be a serious student. I suggest that you get a mentor. We can help you with that and skipping levels. You also have to be committed to your dreams. You have to know what it is that you want. We can help you with that as well. We can help you get the clarity for that. And you must discipline yourself. And of course, that's a big part of what I teach as well in the Skipping Levels program, is how to discipline and what to do in order to get to where you want to go. But if you're willing to do those things, if you're willing to do the things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do, then you will experience phenomenal results. I was very blessed to work with Wayne Dyer as a client. He became a client of mine many years ago. He's passed on now. But in the process of working with Wayne Dyer and getting to know him and helping him with his book, I remember him teaching a program called It's Never Crowded Along the Extra Mile. And it is so true. It's not crowded along the extra mile. Now, why isn't it crowded along the extra mile? It's not crowded along the extra mile because so many people aren't willing to do what's necessary in order to be successful. Therefore, it's not crowded. So you're going to find that to be a very refreshing thing when you are that person that's made a decision that you're going to create extraordinary results in your life, because it won't be crowded there. And you're going to find that it's easy to stand out from the rest when you're playing in this arena of extraordinary results. And I encourage everyone to take a look at what you can possibly do, because you're only using a fraction, a tiny fraction of what your potential is. Tiny fraction. There's so much more that you can do. There's so much more that you can be in this world. And as I said, it just is a matter of choosing to. It's a matter of making a decision, a positive decision that's going to make a positive difference in your life, getting on with the work and staying committed to it as well. So when I met Bob Proctor in January 1979, and he suggested to do certain things in a certain way and suggested to study in a certain way, I followed through. And I did start to see results right away. I started to feel differently. And after a number of years, I started to experience better and better results in my life. But when things really took a quantum leap, like going from where I was to where I desired to be, was when I became far more disciplined, like really seriously disciplined. And it's not serious, it's fun actually. It's fun work and very enjoyable work. And of course, the rewards are incredible. So when you think about what would you love, which is a great question to ask yourself, just ask yourself, am I really passionate about that? Is that something that I'm willing to invest my time and energy in order to accomplish? And if so, then it's worthwhile because the time's going to pass anyway. And I remember hearing Bob Proctor talk about that as well a number of years ago. He'd say to people, like, if you look at where you are now, where would you love to be a year from now? And if you project that or even think about it, that's part of the process, but there's a lot of work to be done in the period of now and 1 year from now. But most people just think, oh, if I just think it, it's going to come into being. And that's not the way it works. There's so much more involved than that. You must reprogram your consciousness. And I know there was a question that we had received before we started this event. And the question was, how do you build a belief? And I'm going to address that question right now. And so the beliefs, let's look at it this way. Let's say there's something that you would love to experience in your life that you've never had before, never done before, never experienced before. And you understand that the process of manifesting means that you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how you're going to accomplish what it is that you desire. Just decide you're going to accomplish it. And then what you need to do is ask yourself this question. This is a very valuable question to ask yourself. Ask yourself this question. What do I need to believe in order to experience that? What do I need to believe in order to experience that? So when you start from what you would love and you're clear on what that is, and then you go to the next step, what do I need to believe in order to have that? Then you invest some time thinking about it, right? Just thinking, what do I need to believe? I'll give you an example. Let's say that you have a desire to earn a certain amount of money or have a certain amount of money. Someone asked the other day, they sent in a question going, Peggy, you're always talking about earning. Well, couldn't I just declare a certain amount of money? Yeah, absolutely. My goal is just a certain amount of money. I don't say I'm earning it. I say I have it. Okay, so let's say money is the goal that you would love. What do you need to believe? Because you have beliefs about money. You have beliefs right now about money. And how do you know what your beliefs are? Just take a look at your bank account. Take a look at how much money you're earning. Take a look at what your net worth is. That'll tell you what your beliefs are around money. Like I remember asking Bob Proctor this question. I said, what are your beliefs around money? And his first answer was just like that. He didn't even have to think about it. He said, I believe that it's easy to earn. Now, do you believe that? Do you believe money is easy to earn? I believe that. I believed that for many, many years. Not even sure where that belief came from, but I know I had it at a young age. But if you don't have that belief and you're in business or you're in a job or a career, and if you don't believe it's easy to earn, what's going to happen for you? Well, you're probably going to have a hard time earning it. You're going to struggle, right? And that's not what you want. So what do you need to believe? You need to believe certain things that are going to be applicable for you. So it could be, and this is a big one for many people, it could be that you need to believe you're worthy of it. It could be that you need to believe that you deserve to have that kind of money. It could be that you need to believe that it's easy, that this is not complicated. You need to believe that you can do it honestly if that's an issue that you have. Because a lot of people think that when you're wealthy, that you're not honest, or when you're wealthy, you're, deceiving other people. And that's certainly not the case. And I remember one time my husband had a friend, good for you. I know someone said, I am worthy. You are absolutely worthy. So one time a friend of ours came for a visit and we went for a walk in our neighborhood. And in our neighborhood, there's, pretty spectacular homes here, big homes, some of them triple car garage, some of them bigger, they're all unique. And I remember we went for a walk with our friend. And we passed by this one particular house that really stands out in the neighborhood. It's quite extravagant. And he said something like, I wonder how many people he deceived. Those weren't his exact words, but it was something like that. Like, I wonder how many people he deceived in order to get this home. And I just stopped in my tracks and I said, is that what you believe? Is that your belief that in order for whoever, he doesn't even know these people, never met them before, had no idea who they are. He's judging someone who has money. Why would he do that? Because of his beliefs in lack, his beliefs in deceit. Is that going to serve him? Absolutely not. So you have to be willing to pay attention to, what do I really believe? Be honest with yourself. Not to judge yourself, not to get upset, not to whip yourself going, oh, you fool. The purpose is to decide and determine, what do you need to believe now in order to have the abundance that you desire. That's what you have to focus on. So when you sit down, this is not complicated here. We're not talking about building a rocket ship that's going to the moon. Simple, simple, simple. So you sit down, you take one of these things. It's called a pen. It's my Savvy Wisdom pen. And you take a journal or a paper and just write down, what would I love? And you can even do it like side by side. You could start with one page of what I would love, and on the other page, what do I need to believe in order to have that? And then once you've established that, then you've got to imagine it. You've got to see it. You got to get clarity around, what does this experience look like, feel like, taste like? What does it touch? What is it? How does it appeal to all my senses? You've got to get clarity around that. But you don't do this for 5 minutes or during a call from 4 o'clock Eastern to 4:30, Eastern on Tuesday, whatever date it is today. You do this every day. Then you've got to impress into your conscious mind so that this becomes a part of who you are, because it's not a part of who you are now. It's not, because just look at your results. You want to see what's happening in your inside of you. Look at your results. Look at your results. If you're not earning the kind of money you would love to be earning, look at your results. That'll show you, it reveals to you a lot about who you are. Again, not judgmental, but just for clarification purpose. This is about awareness. Have the awareness and then decide, okay, I'm going to commit to building the belief system within me every single day. Every single day. Not once in a while, not for 20 minutes, not 3 times a day for half an hour. Every single day, multiple times a day. And what I do is multiple things. There's multiple disciplines that I'm involved in that build the belief systems. I want you to think about your belief systems as muscles, because faith, which is one of the beliefs that's necessary in order to experience phenomenal results, is a part of everyone's DNA. I mean, we all have faith within us, but it's whether you have it on high or whether you have it on low. And so faith is an emotion at the opposite end. I'm using like a scale. Think about a dimmer switch on the wall. So if you think of faith as the top of the switch, and the bottom is what? Fear, doubt, worry, anxiousness, anything unlike faith, right? And that's where most people are. They're all worried, they're anxious, they're disillusioned, they're overwhelmed, they're frustrated. Any emotion, let me just sum this up so simplistically. Any emotion that doesn't feel good is destructive. Any emotion. Every emotion that doesn't feel good is destructive. So you got to pay attention to how you're feeling and then condition yourself, just like if you went to the gym today. You condition yourself by building the muscle, building the muscle. What do? I do affirmations, I do mirror work, I do journaling, I do gratitude, I do visualization, and I also listen to my Power Life scripts every single day. Every single day. I keep my earbuds plugged in. I keep them charged. I'm just smiling because they're over on the counter there and they're not plugged in because I just got back from getting my nails done. And while I was there, I brought my earbuds with me. Why? Because I'm going to be sitting there getting my nails done. So I'm going to be building my muscles, my emotional muscles. I listen to me, talk to me every single day about how incredible my life is. And I'm smiling the whole time. I listened to it when I was in my car. I drove over to the salon. I got in my car and I listened to me talk to me. I didn't do this once. I do it every day for hours. Hours. Easy to do. You may think it's difficult to do. It is not difficult to do. I get up in the morning and I start listening. Maybe not right away. I'll have a conversation with my husband, let the doggies out, get a little coffee, and then plug in my earbuds. If I'm walking around the house and I'm just, doing things, or if my husband's watching a hockey game, he's a sports fanatic, he's watching hockey, I'll plug them in. I can still watch the game and pay attention. So this is what I do to build that belief system within me. It takes time and it takes effort. It takes work. So if you look at a physical body that's completely toned, muscles that are toned, and you touch them and they're like hard, like, wow, that didn't happen by accident. It happened on purpose. It happened through discipline. It happened from effort. All right. Same thing with your emotional muscles. The challenge is we don't see our faith, but we can tell. We can tell what's going on inside of here by looking at someone. We can tell what's going on inside here by looking at someone's results and looking at the way that they live. That's how you know, right? That's how you know. Thank you very much. It's a powerful conversation for sure. And I love talking about this. When Celine and I, whenever we do these calls together, we get off and we're like, yes, I love it. And I love that you're here, because without you, as I said, it wouldn't be happening. So I'm so grateful that you're here right now. Now, there was a question that was asked before we started our call. Thank you, Mary. By the way, I just put my reading glasses on so I can see your name. And there was a question that was submitted earlier by Mia. I believe it's Mia. And the question is this. I'm laughing at it because it's a really cute question. Mia says, have you ever tried manifesting something which never came true? Yeah, absolutely. I just love that question. I think it's so adorable. And I'm sure there's many other people that have as well. And so when you set an objective and you determine what that's going to feel like, and you get on with the work, as I'm talking about here, and it doesn't manifest, it could be you've just missed the date, right? Missed the time of it. It could be coming a little bit later, or something better is coming along. I'll give you an example. I had bought a home a number of years ago. This is actually before I even met my husband, Denny. And it was a home that I bought from a builder, and it was being built, custom built. And this woman had it on the market, and I went and purchased it with the condition that I sell my home that I was in. So I did the deal with this builder, real estate agent. She was both. She was a builder and a real estate agent. Did the deal with her. And then I put my house on the market. And then I decided, I think I'll keep my house as a rental property, and I'll firm up the deal on the other home that I had purchased. And in the meantime, I had chosen the marble for the fireplace. I chose the granite for the countertops. I chose the color of the hardwood floors, which was a fun thing to do, choosing all these things while it was being built. So I went to the realtor and the builder, and I said to her, I'm going to firm up the deal now because I'm going to keep my house instead of sell it. And she said, too bad, I'm not going to sell it to you. And I said, what are you talking about? We have a legally binding contract. And she said, sue me. I mean, I was just floored. I could not believe she was saying that. Of course, I'm not going to sue her. And so I remember going back home, and I was upset. And I thought, well, must be meant for something better. So I went on to the listings on the MLS online, and I found another home, which was significantly more money and bigger and in a nicer area. So I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. So I called that realtor, scheduled a meeting to go see that home. And as soon as I walked in the door, I knew I was going to purchase that home. So there's a goal that I didn't get. I had set the goal, didn't get it, but something better manifested into physical form. All right, let's see here. Okay, Ria, my query is on desire. Napoleon Hill talks about having a burning desire. When I think from the end, I feel calm knowing that my desire is fulfilled. Am I missing something? I don't know. Are you taking action? It's not a matter of only feeling. You've got to be moving into action as well. I'll give you an example of that. A number of years ago, I had a radio show, and my radio show was called Attracting Abundance, because I love talking about money and prosperity and abundance. And so I was doing this radio show, and I had a guest on my show, John Assaraf. Him and I have been friends for a number of years. And so John was on my show as a guest. And we're talking about the laws of the universe, the law of polarity, the law of cause and effect, the law of vibration, the law of gestation. So we had a great conversation about the laws of the universe. And at one point I said to John, do you have a favorite law out of all these laws of the universe? Because he had studied them as well for many years. Is there one that's your favorite? And he said, let me think about it. Oh, actually, no, he didn't even have to think about it. He goes, yes, it's the law of Gaia. And I was thinking, the law of Gaia, the law of Gaia. I had been studying the laws of the universe for a long time. I didn't know what the law of Gaia was. What in the world is the law of Gaia? So I thought, well, I need to ask him because I'm sure my listeners don't know what the law of Gaia is either. And so I said, John, I don't know what that law is. I've never heard of that law. So what is that? And he said, well, think about this. You can be thinking positive. You can be working on building your belief systems. You can be setting those goals and be very clear on it. But unless you do something like get off your butt, and that's what GOYA stands for, get off your ASS is really what it stands for. So actions involved. Now, the thing is, this is a question that I get all the time, what action? What action should I take? Well, it depends. It depends on what you're looking to create. Look, depends on what you want to manifest. Part of action can also be studying. Like I have programs. I have the Complete Author program. We just completely revised it. And if someone wants to be an author, I absolutely recommend it. I have 19 books to date, been on the New York Times bestseller list. My books are sold in over 100 countries and in 37 languages, as far as I know. I've generated a significant millions of dollars since I've been an author. So study the Complete Author program. Get into skipping levels if you want to have a quantum leap. There's another suggestion. So part of the action may be studying or working with a mentor, or could be reading books or whatever. But always be focused on, like with Savvy Wisdom as an example, we just launched this book recently. I'm always doing things like earlier today, before I went and got my nails done, I went to the post office and dropped off a bunch of packages for a number of people that I sent it to. I'm doing radio shows. I'm looking for places where we can promote Savvy Wisdom, talking to people about it. So action, what actions will you take? This is a good question to ask yourself. What actions will I take today to get me to where I want to go? Think about that. And don't go, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Nothing's coming in my mind. Stop saying that. Even the act of saying that is going to push any ideas away. So if you sit there and think, oh, I'm so happy and grateful that I know exactly what to do, or I've got ideas and every day I'm taking action, it's part of your belief system. And that can be something that you build as well. I can tell what someone's paradigms are from a conversation. I'll have a conversation with someone. I can tell, like today, someone had asked me a question and it was about mindset, and they thought that they have it all figured out. Oh, I know mindset. I've been studying mindset for years. I really believe it's a dangerous place to be if you think you've got it all figured out, because nobody has it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. Nobody has it figured out. You got to stay open, right? You got to consciously expand your awareness and your consciousness. But in her question, she was saying, I've got a really good mindset. I understand mindset. That's not what I need. And then said something about struggle or whatever. It's like, there's the challenge right there. You're declaring it's difficult. You're declaring you're having struggle. You're declaring you're in overwhelm. What are you going to experience? Overwhelm. But that's what I'm getting. Hello? Because you keep attracting it into your life, right? We got to change the way we're feeling. We got to change the way we're thinking. And we got to think like the successful person that we desire to be. We have to feel like the successful person that we desire to be. And unless and until you're doing that, nothing's going to change. Although nothing stays the same either. We're either getting better or getting worse. But if you're not doing anything to get better, then you're getting worse, my friend. That's just the way it is. But you wouldn't be here if you weren't on the side of getting better. That's what I believe. You're here for a reason. Looking for perhaps an idea, inspiration, whatever it might be. Okay, so let's go to our next question. The next question is, how do we know what we want? Tamina Gregory is asking that question. How do you know what you want? You know by how you feel. Just ask yourself this question. But I'm going to give you a prerequisite. Understand this. You do not have to know how you're going to get it or accomplish it. You don't have to know how. So throw that out, that you think you have to know how. Throw it out And then ask yourself this question. What would I love? What would I love? Ask yourself that question. Genuinely love. Okay, what would I love? Sit back and just relax and think about what would I love. Stay open to it as well. Stay open to it. I have a journal here in my desk, in my second drawer. It's my goals journal. I actually have two journals in my second drawer of my desk. This one is where I write out my goals, what I would love, and this is the one where I write my top goal multiple times every single day. I read this every day, and I write in this every day. And so stay open to it. And don't say you don't know what you want. You do know what you want. You're just blocking it from you. So if you could have, do, be anything that you desire, what would that be? That's what you would love. Could be one thing, several things. I've got several goals, many goals. So that's how you determine what you would love. Oh yeah, great question, Jack. Okay, I see Jack's question there, so I'm going to address that one next, and then I'll come back to the other one here. So we're normally about 30 minutes on this call. We've already been 30 minutes. So we're going to go a little over time because I want to get to these next three questions that have already been asked. So Jack is saying, what was the action you took to attract a loving relationship in your life? Love that question. So what I did, Jack, was I made a decision on what kind of relationship I wanted in my life. So I created a clarification document on that. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm in a wonderful, loving relationship. We're laughing a lot together. We respect each other. And I just described what it felt like in the relationship. And then I began to imagine having it in my life. And it involved seeing myself with my partner, doing many things together, walking down the street, holding hands together. I had a dog actually at the time they made this decision. So I saw us out walking the dog. I saw us enjoying family times together, like on holidays. But more importantly, I got really connected to what it felt like to be in this loving, committed relationship. And then I just felt it every day. It became part of my Power Life script as well. And after 2 weeks, I met my husband. I was out walking my dog one day, and that's how I met my husband. He had a dog at the time. His dog was in front of his house, and that's how I met him. So it was wonderful, a wonderful way to go. Carmen, I write out my goal 3 times a day in my journal. Again, it's not, what you're doing, it's how you're feeling. That's the most important part of goal achievement. You got to be feeling as if it's here now. Okay, Charity says, how would I speak to someone today about seriously committing to goals I am establishing? I don't understand the question, actually. Do you want to clarify? Let me see if I understand the question. First of all, I don't tell people what my goals are. I don't. It's private. It's my goals. Now, if my husband's aware, he lives with me, right? So he's aware. He sees my vision board. It's right here beside my bed. He's very clear on what my goals are. So, it depends on who you want to talk to about it. But Celine doesn't know what my goals are. She doesn't know what the goals are. That she doesn't even know what my top goal is. So don't tell people. Now, you can tell them if you want, of course, if they're positive and supportive, but that doesn't even matter. Frankly, if I told the world what my goals are, I don't care what they think of me or what they think of my goals. Doesn't matter. What matters is what's going on within you. That's what matters. That's what matters most, is how are you feeling about your goals? Also, the thing that you'll find, like I've had goals, my husband didn't have the same goal. I'll give you 2 examples. One is, actually, I'll give you one example. One goal that I've had for many, many years was to own a waterfront property, a second waterfront property. And so when I first talked to my husband about that, he was like, what do I want 2 properties for? In his mind, it was going to be a lot of work. And I said, well, you're assuming that you have to do the work. You don't have to do the work. You can hire people to do the maintenance or whatever is required. And so he wasn't really on board with the idea at first. And then I didn't fight against it. I didn't imagine that we're in a conflict. I imagined that we not only bought a beautiful waterfront home, but that we were enjoying it and loving it. And I saw in my mind's eye, in my imagination, I saw us sitting on the deck with the sun setting in front of us, and him turning to me and saying, thank you. And you know what happened? I never fought. I always saw it. I stayed focused on it. And then one day I came back from a business trip. I was speaking at a conference and I came home and my husband said to me, I think I'm ready. I said, oh, what are you ready for? And he said, I think I'm ready for that waterfront property that you want to buy. Woo, all right. So I grabbed my laptop and I started looking and I found a place that was for sale by owner. And I booked an appointment to see it the next day. By Monday morning, we had a contract. I bought the place. And one of the first things that Denny did after we were there is we're sitting on the deck one night, we're watching the sunset, and he turned to me and he says, thank you. And I said, what are you thanking me for? And he didn't know I had that in my life script, by the way. And I said, what are you thanking me for? And he says, I'm thanking you for persuading me, or I'm not sure how he said it because I didn't persuade him, but for making a decision that, we're going to buy this place, because he said, I absolutely love it here. And so he was in love, I was in love, but I projected that. I saw it in advance of the actual event occurring. Okay, looks like we got a whole bunch more questions that came in the last little while. Okay, whoa on the questions, okay? Because we're gonna wrap it up here. We'll be back next week. I'm not sure what day, what time. We might try and do the same time, although I think I have a call next week at this time, but we'll definitely be back for tomorrow. Okay, somebody named Simply One Sound. How do you hold your accountability partner accountable if they are being too lazy? What do I do? Okay, I love that question. So I have an accountability partner, and I'm extremely disciplined. I know I'm unlike most people, so I don't miss. I never, ever miss my weekly accountability. But I have one partner that's not always as disciplined as I am. So what I'll do is, if I don't receive his list, I'll email him and say, hey, where's your accountability list, or where's your accomplishment list? And then he'll reply and say, oh yeah, I got to get that done. And if I don't get it, then I'll text him and I'll say, looking for your accomplishment list. And if I don't get it, then I'll send him another message. And then I start threatening bodily harm. I'm kidding. I don't threaten bodily harm, but he knows I have a sense of humor. So, I'll say something like, I know where you live. Don't make me come over there, or something like that. So I keep it in a playful spirit, always light, but I don't let him off the hook. I will persist until he sends me his list. That's what I do with my accountability partner. Okay. Does it have to be the same scenario when you visualize? Carmen says, no, it doesn't. The whole purpose of visualization is the whole purpose of all of this, by the way, of manifesting, is to feel as if you have that which you desire. Therefore, if visualizing one scene helps you get there, but then you visualize another scene, it also helps you get there. You can visualize 100 scenes if you want. You're focusing on the same goal. Like, I think about the waterfront property. Well, there can be many scenes that we can focus on. I can focus on sitting on the deck, sun setting in front of us, maybe we're having a glass of wine or whatever, and that could be one scene. I could also visualize sitting around a campfire. We're roasting marshmallows. The fire's burning, it feels warm, I'm enjoying it, I can hear the sounds of the loons out in the lake. That could be another scene. I could also see the big table that's in the kitchen where you've got all your friends who love to come visit you when you have a waterfront property, and I see us around the table enjoying a fondue or something fun like that. That could be another scene. So whatever works for you that invites the feelings in, that's what you can visualize. Thank you. Okay, and one last question, and we're going to wrap it up for today. This is a great question. I'm laughing because it's such a brilliant question. The question is from Mo, and it's, how do you deal with people who don't believe in your goals? Don't deal with them at all. It's not my business. I don't care what somebody else thinks. It doesn't matter to me what someone else thinks. I don't listen to what someone else thinks, especially if it's negative. Especially, don't let it in. You are in control of how you feel. You are in control of what you think. Always. Do not allow anyone to influence you on how you feel. Don't let it happen. Nobody causes you to feel something. You choose to feel a certain thing. When you understand that, I think your whole world can change in a very positive way. So don't give it any energy. Don't be concerned about it. Not important. You just stay in that place. Some people might call it dream space. Some people might call it daydreaming. Call it what you will. I don't even care what other people call it. It is the manifestation place is really what we're talking about, where you're manifesting your every desire, which you know what? You deserve. You all deserve to have everything that you want, everything. And if I could reach through this camera here and wake you up, I'd do it because I know it. I know it because I lived a miserable life. I didn't want to live. I mean, for anybody, someone had put a comment in here, this is such a great book. It is a great book. I believe it's a great book. I know it's a great book. But if you read Savvy Wisdom, you're going to read about a young girl named Sophie who was sitting on a park bench because she had no will to live. And I don't know if you've ever been there. If you've ever cried yourself to sleep or felt frustrated or thought that God just wanted you to be miserable and that that's the destiny for your life. That's how I felt. Miserable. I wanted to die. I really wanted to die, but I didn't. Hello, I'm here today. And so Savvy Wisdom is based on my life. But the only reason why I'm here today and we're here today and I'm doing what I'm doing in this world, which I thank God I get to do every single day, is because of the choices I made, because of the investment that I made in myself, because of the study that I've been involved in, because of the discipline that I'm involved in. So if you really want your life to change, I can help you. I know I can help you. I've helped thousands of people in this world, and I love helping people. It's what gets me up every morning. It's what keeps me going every day. I love helping people. I'm in love with it. And I think you feel it, right? Yeah, thank you for the hearts there. I really appreciate that. So we're going to call it a wrap today. Can I tell you how much I'm grateful for you for being here? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. I want to see you here again. Bring some friends too. Let's make it a party. I think we need some parties in this world. So let's make it a manifestation party. We're going to get together again next week, and we'll let you know when. We'll let you know on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook, but it's always a pleasure to be here with you. I'm so grateful for you. And if you'd like to get involved in any of my programs, you can find everything that I offer right at PeggyMcColl.com. You'll also get to subscribe to my podcast. We do a podcast twice a week, lots of valuable content delivered there. And you'll get to hear about any announcements, anything that we're doing over here at Dynamic Destiny's World Headquarters, which is my home and my office. Okay, everyone, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Celine, for always being here. Isn't Celine a gem? Oh, what a blessing she is in all of our lives, to be here, I have goosebumps speaking about her. She's such a beautiful soul, and her too, in her heart, she wants to help people. I know she does, or she wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing this together. We wouldn't be co-serving together. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.